And now, from Costa Mesa, California, at the Sunset 17 studio, it's time for Sunset Rewind with Kevin and Moe.
All right, Sunset Rewind coming back at you with the Week 7 games. Always love that introduction. Great music choice there, Coach. And Ron, thank you so much for the introduction. Sounds great every week. Got a couple guests in the studio today with us. We'll get to them in a bit. So, how many games we have this week, Coach?
We're just covering 3 because 2 of the teams are playing, a couple teams are on bye. So let's get into this. First of all, before we start, I got to give a shout out to Amy and Mark Danoon. Those guys know how to throw a pre and post party.
That was a great evening Thursday when we went to the Battle of the Bay. That game just keeps getting better every year.
Listen, P. Diddy has nothing on them. Okay, I didn't get home till 1 a.m. My Friday was completely ruined.
Yeah,
but it was worth it. This Battle of the Bay is quite an event. Let's just get started with this game. Cole, would you please pull up my monitor? Thought this would be a shootout, but early on it was all defense. Glenn Baranowski and David Post, the linebackers, are going to read White Lucas up the middle. Going to stuff him in the backfield. So early on, defense was ruling the day. CeeDeem was more than happy to return the favor. Emerson Tingley off the high snaps, going to get in the backfield, sack Jake Mir. So again, a game we thought would be high scoring was 0-0 at the end of 1.
You know, Baranowski's getting 10 tackles a game for the Sailors, so there's a reason why their defense held the Sea Kings to only 14.
CeeDeem would score first. James Garrett, watch this one-handed catch behind his back. Sets his team up first and goal in the red zone. And from there, Brady Annette, one of the things that makes him so dangerous is his ability to improvise. He's looking, nobody there. Should get sacked. You got 4 defenders closing in, but he uses those legs, keeps pumping, dives into the end zone, avoids a tackle. So CeeDeem would strike first. It was 7-0. And just to give you an idea of what the vibe was like, this is a Thursday night game. That's the visiting section.
And that game was literally 0-0 until halftime. He scored with, what, like 30 seconds left in the first half or something like that?
Yeah. So we actually, starting the second half, CeeDeem would get a huge break. The defensive tackle is going to get his hands up, bats the ball down right into the hands of the nose tackle, Damian Zeno Herrera. So now CeeDeem already up 7-0. Now they got the ball in the 25 with an opportunity to go up 14, worst case 10. But it wasn't meant to be. There's 2 big plays that really I thought were the difference in this game. The first one's going to be by Cade Fiegel, the defensive back. He's going to read it, jumps the route, and takes it down the sidelines. You know, there's people who make big plays, and then there's impact players. Cade is an impact player.
And you can tell by that, Cade Fiegel probably did a lot of film study that week. He kind of jumped that route so nicely, it's like he almost knew it was being thrown there.
And again, now it's Habra's turn to celebrate. Instead of being up 10 or 14, Habra's back in this. And now Jake Mir will take advantage of the opportunity. He's going to drop back, nothing there. Uses his feet, puts a nice move on the backer, gets in the end zone. So now we got a tie ball game. Good times at Harbor Nation. And again, I showed the crowd on every score.
Phenomenal.
So people could get an idea just how crazy this game was. It was rocking. Okay, but CeeDeem would come back. White Lucas this time is going to follow his offensive line, gets up in there, attacks that A-gap. Good push. Help lead his team down into the red zone.
It's the reason he's averaging 111 yards a game rushing.
From there, they're going to do a little power lead. Anthony Hastings, the tackle, is going to block down. Sebastian Boydell with a great kick-out block. And then Wyatt's going to take out that safety. So Annette just follows his blockers. Good job by the CeeDeem offensive line blocking. So it's 14-7 third. CeeDeem's looking good, and now it's their turn to celebrate.
Coach, real quick, what's a down block for those people out there that are not sure of that?
You're basically going to take on the first man inside. So whether it's a down lineman or a linebacker, you're blocking down, and you want to kick out the end. Good question, Uncle Dole. All right, Cade Fiegel, the impact player, is going to do a little bubble route. The 2 receivers stock block just enough to give him some space. It's going to break 1 tackle. It's going to break 2 tackles. Still working, still driving. Sets his team up at midfield. They got to have it. This is the second half. They're trailing. And then from there, Jake Mir is going to drop back. Nothing there. Looks like he's going to scramble. So this defender's rightfully going to break off and try to make the sack. But then at the last second, he recognizes Jackson Strimick in the flat. You know, that's tough for a defender when you're playing a quarterback who can scramble because you instinctively want to come up and make the play. But nice job by Jake Mir. And then Jake Mir recognizes the blitz. This is 4th down. It's the 4th quarter, down 7. Beckham Dutcher's on the top of the screen. Because they're blitzing, there's no safety to help over the top. Mir recognizes that, so he just throws a floater allows Beckham to use his range, his body, his size to get in front of that defender. So now it's 14-all, fourth quarter.
Momentum shift happening there.
And again, great job by Mir recognizing no safety help over the top, so he takes advantage of that opportunity. All right, let's move on. The second big play of the game. CDM's got the ball. They're driving late, and that's going to roll out, trying to make a play as the pocket collapses. But the one thing you can't do, throw against your body, because Sammy Stremick's going to jump that route. It's, and I know Annette's trying to make a big play, but you got to have that awareness.
That was 2nd and 30, by the way.
Yeah, they were
2nd and 30.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, 2nd and 30. My bad.
Backs against the wall. So Jake Mir, and then so with about 4 minutes to go, Habra's got the ball on about the 40-yard line going in, and they were just methodical. 5 plays, 4 plays, 3 plays. You get a scramble here by the quarterback.
Oh.
And the clock was bleeding. CDM's trying to call timeout. Well, they would, but they had to burn them all. You got Shane McKibben, typical play. All alone. I don't know who the flat defender is, but you got to get that out there. They basically just worked all the way down the field and set it up.
Methodical
The
drive.
T formation, when do you ever see this? I think Harbor's the only team in the country that still runs it, but it's great. Glenn Barnowski's going to follow his big boys. Gets up in there. So now, with about 30 seconds left, Harbor takes the lead. CDM is out of timeout, so they're going to need a miracle. And again, got to show the crowd just to get a feel of the vibe.
So would that actually be 32 personnel?
Let's see. Two tight ends, 3 back. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so last play of the game. CDM's, they got to have it all in this play. I don't be too hard on the D-line, but you might want to rush a little bit harder here. It's kind of like, I don't know if they knew the play had started. But anyway, throws a deep one down the middle. It's really just, you need a miracle.
Yeah,
Ethan.
dropping 8.
Ambat, yeah. The dime safety is going to get the interception, and I'll just let this.
Oh, boy.
Zombie Apocalypse 2024.
I'm in the other end zone opposite the scoreboard, so I'm seeing this from a different angle. But
I mean, look at this.
Yeah,
This is a Thursday night game.
that was
I
awesome.
sent this to all my friends just to give it some justice, just how crazy it was. Now the South End's blown up. An amazing night, a great game. Your heart bleeds for CDM, but very happy for Harbor, 2 in a row. And with this win, by the way,
Yeah.
them and San Juan Hills are now 2-0. They play for
How about this? A couple weeks ago, we were looking at Harbor, who's 0-4. Now they're 3-4, 2-0 in league. And Corona Del Mar now finds himself at 0-2. And it's almost like, wow, the reversal roles are both 3-4 overall, but quite opposite directions in league. So.
what a difference a couple weeks makes.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about football. You talk about learning lessons in life. It ain't over till it's over.
It's not.
I mean, CDM got off to the great start, and we thought, oh, man, these guys. And now, look, they still have opportunities in front of them, but what a change. And then Harbor, the opposite, we just thought, man, this is just not their year.
How about that reception Coach Burns got after the game?
Oh, at the Danoon's
Right.
house. So Dole and I obviously picked CDM.
Yeah.
And we show up at the party. We may as well have had CDM gear on because I think every person there reminded us of our picks.
Cole, can you put the camera on me? I want to be sincere. Newport Harbor, I apologize. I was wrong.
I just got to ask, how's that pick working
Thank you,
out for
Sailor
you,
Nation.
too?
Look, I'll own it. I thought CDM would win.
I'll own it. Yeah.
Harbor. And by the way, the Harbor fans were very nice to us.
Oh, they were great.
They were like, hey, we get it.
They were just
but
kind of after the game, just like, oh yeah, hey, what do you think? And I apologized.
I wouldn't say I felt like persona non grata, but it was very clear.
No, they were
internally
wonderful
knew
to us.
what we
Yeah,
had
they
done,
were
but,
great.
No, it was a great time. And anyway, we actually had a chance to catch up with Jake Mir. And by the way, thank you to his dad who gave us a ride to the game because we were running late. We got so caught up at the
We got to ride in that.
the Danoon party.
That nice Tesla. That was great.
That's right. So let's. Is the volume up, Cole? We good? All right, hit it.
Sunset Rewind here with quarterback Jake Mir. Jake, second straight year. Is there any difference between this year and last year?
I mean, last year, great win. This year, great year. Sorry, great win. I think as long as we're coming out with the W during Battle of the Bay, it's a success. So,
You guys got off to a slow start, but you've won 3 straight. What's been the difference between the start of the year and the last 3 games?
I think just putting everything together that we prepared for in the spring and summer and just finally executing at a high level, to the point where we can win 2 league games in a row and be 2-0 in Bravo League.
You won a huge rival game in the middle of the league. How long do you can enjoy this before you start getting ready for San Juan Hills?
24-hour rule. We'll probably hang out as a team tonight, enjoy it a little bit tomorrow, and then Sundays.
Well, you're hanging out tonight. Where's the post-game party?
I got in trouble last week for saying I'm no comment on that.
I understand. Okay. So this is a school night. You gonna be all right tomorrow for school? Is that sore throat kicking in?
I have, what period do I have? I got physics first period. I'll be there.
It's going to be a fun day, a Friday after a big win. Congratulations, great win. Happy for you guys. Best of luck going forward.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
So,
That's
Habra
great.
gets it done. And, the funny thing is, and the only reason I feel bad for those kids was it was a Thursday night game. I got a buddy whose kid's on the team, Ryan. His kid, Connor, was begging his dad to get to go out. And the dad's like, nope, it's a school night. You're coming home. And the kid's like, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He's like, nope, coming home, going to bed. But, those are nice problems to have.
So that was nice to see Mir in front of the trophy. I was doing a little homework here. It's called the Commemorative Bell Trophy. Was started by the Newport Beach Commodores Club when the series began in 1963.
Now, that I didn't know. That's interesting stuff.
Yeah. So that trophy is staying on campus at Newport Harbor. And to those of you who don't know about the Battle of the Bay game, that trophy is everything to those kids, to those communities, and the fact that Harbor gets to keep it, and it'll be on their sideline next year, and they'll try to keep CDM from coming over and taking it to their sideline. It's awesome.
The only person probably happier than Taran is Tommy Tar. So congratulations.
How's that CDM pick working out for you?
He apologized.
I owned it. It's not working out well, but
And who picked Newport Harbor?
Taran did.
Everybody at Newport Harbor?
Sleepy Mo.
Wait, hold on. Let's preview. Who you picking this week? Harbor or San Juan Hills?
We'll save that for Fan Zone, buddy.
All right, we'll see how much of a
Can't fake me
tarball
out,
man
Sleepy
you are.
Mo.
All right, don't make me start talking about SC. I'm upset right now.
All right,
let's
so where are we
move on.
going next?
All right, so we almost opened up with the song "Truckin'" by Grateful Dead because Marina just seems to keep trucking along. They clock in, they clock out, they take care of business. Let's head out.
Still working on getting that Marina helmet.
Valencia. Well, that's on you. Maybe next week.
Well, how many weeks into this season?
Marina's up next week.
Right.
So I'll get a helmet next week. Okay. Let's head to Valencia. Marina 6-0, looking to go 7-0 in the season. And they're going to, one of the reasons why, Shane Cassie is going to pretty much juke this defender out of his shoes. Good night. And using that track speed, I don't even know if he's a track runner, but
He runs a slant and then just puts the brakes on completely and flips the direction.
So right out of the gates, it's 7-0, Marina. And then the defense. Watch this defensive end outside linebacker just bully this wing back, which is going to allow Shannon Sharachman to come in. Look at that. And just clean up. Their defense is aggressive. They play really good defense.
Sharachman with 3 interceptions on the season so far.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. And then Gabe Carlos in the backfield. The line is shining. Remember, no line, no shine. He's going to take it up the middle. Look at that's just power football.
Just lowers the shoulder right there.
Pulling the defense, and then you may as well finish it off with Gabe. He's going to get to the outside. Nice reach block by the tight end. Walks into the end zone untouched.
Carlos averaging 79 yards a game.
So it's 14-0 Marina. Garrett Huntington. Now, this is on the cameraman, not me. I was not here, but I promise you it was a touchdown. I called Coach T.
Somewhere.
It was to the wide receiver. Why am I dropping his name? My man.
Shane Cassidy.
Thank you. Good grief. 21-0 Marina. And that was, but, how do I know? I can't even see the guy. So, anyway, watch Gunnar Mickelson come off the edge, and then Shane Cassidy is just going to jump the route. And it's just a pick six. This was his third touchdown, by the way, and they're still in the second quarter.
Not Sean Cassidy, to do run.
Remember him?
Yeah, but Shane Cassidy.
My man Shane. Sorry, Shane. I owe you a drink. Okay, Garrett Honeycutt. Cole. Garrett Honeycutt, the quarterback, is going to take it, pull it, and get up into the end zone. So now they're rolling. This game's pretty much over at this point. It's 35-0 Marina. They pretty much just have to go through the motions at this point.
Honeycutt's one of the better dual threat quarterbacks in the county.
That's just it. He's as good on the ground as he is in the air. Okay, so right before half, Valencia's trying to get something going. Talon Acosta is going to just arm under the center, brings down the quarterback. And on the very next play, this time it's Troy Atkins' turn. Watch him off the edge. I mean, like I said, this is the 85 Bears. Sack, fumble, recovery. Every time I break these guys down, I'm seeing plays like this.
Well, it's not coincidental that Atkins is leading the team in sacks with 5 this year.
Yeah. So 35-0 halftime. This game is pretty much over. In the second half, they would finish it off officially. Gabe Carlos on the speed option.
Wow.
Honeycutt's going to flip it to him. No edge defender to
Just
get
races
there.
the edge, yep.
Now it's 42-0 Marina. They're pretty much now just going through the motions. Now here's kind of I don't know why Huddle does this. Hold on. We're going to get this right. Now watch this coach right here. I've been here. It's punt. They only have 10 guys on the field. And the tight end who's supposed to be in over this guy, I guess wasn't paying attention. This coach is freaking out. He's about as offsides as it gets. So Gunnar Mikkelson's going to take advantage of the opportunity and just runs right up the middle, blocks it. This guy's completely offsides, by the way.
Yeah, I'm guessing they declined the penalty.
Right, because now you got first and goal on the one. And then Logan Fulford from there is going to get it. Kind of misses the mesh point, but it doesn't matter. He cuts inside, keeps driving the legs, and that would make it official. Marina would go on to win this game 49-0, improved to 7-0. And, boy, you talk about a team that's methodical and just checks in and checks out.
7-0, 2-0. Just keep rolling.
You know, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but Beckman's also 7-0.
I know.
That's the last game of the year. You
Right.
could have 9-0 Marina, potentially, versus 9-0 Beckman.
And we've got a connection at Beckman.
Yeah, your buddy, isn't he?
One
the
of,
AP
our,
or
one of my
something like
best
that?
friends is an assistant principal there. Correct, Penn Bashong.
So let me just say this to Marina. Don't get ahead of yourselves. You've
Yeah.
got a game this week. You just focus. Practice starts Monday. You take care of business Monday. And if you guys take care of business the next 2 weeks, you will set up a great opportunity.
Steady wins the race. And I'm sure Coach T was happy afterwards.
Oh, he always is. He's in a great mood. He
And once again, that defense led by Coach Johnson. I mean,
they've given up 4 touchdowns this whole year
Yeah.
after 7 games. They average 4 points a game
they
defensively.
just fly around the field. Braden O'Rourke is averaging 7 tackles a game. He's actually the leading tackler for the Vikings right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
So-
just firing on all cylinders. Special teams as well, as we saw there.
Great team. They're having a great season. So let's move on. Grab me
Huntington
the Huntington
Beach.
Beach Oiler helmet. This one was a great game. I left the game very bitter. Just
As
to give
did
you
I.
A tease. Great opportunity. They're going against
La Habra.
that was going in the game 5-1. The only game La Habra had lost was to Upland by 3 points. So they're legit.
First game of the season.
Exactly. So they're playing a darn good team, but a great opportunity nonetheless. So La Habra likes to kick it off and kind of cough and corner it. It's something they do every time. Huntington Beach does a good job watching film. They recognize this. So the very first play of the game, the man of steel, Still Kurtz, is going to throw it across the field. La Habra's out of position to Troy Foster, of course. And what a great way to start the game. He's going to take it down the near sideline. By the way, that's a horse collar. I don't know how they don't call that. But
So, true story. I'm on the sideline with Coach Howell, the former Western coach. And before the kickoff, I go, you got to watch this kid, Troy Foster. He's lightning fast. And then that happens, and he just kind of looks at me, and I go yeah, told
you called it.
I was like,
So Gabe Bryant, the slot receiver, look at Edmonds in the pocket, just throws a nice ball, puts it right on the money on the out route. So early on, 7-0, Huntington Beach looking good. La Habra would respond now. 4th and goal from the 12-yard line. The quarterback's going to be back about around the 20. You got to make this play. They defend the pass, and now he's scrambling. You got 4 guys closing in on him, but he just does a great job, kind of wills his way into the end zone. They would go for, they wouldn't get the PAT, so it's 7-6. Huntington Beach is still in the lead. Now watch Troy Foster on the slant. They're going to go play action. This linebacker is going to bite on it, which creates this gap right here. Edmonds recognizes it, hits Foster. So on the slant, takes to the house.
one of his 6 catches on the day.
So now it's 14-6. Huntington Beach looking good early on. La Habra would answer, but so would Huntington Beach. Steel Kurtz, the man of steel.
Man of steel.
Quick little bubble route, get some blocks from his receivers. So at this point in the game, Huntington Beach would extend their lead. It's 21-13, looking good.
Boy,
And right
Edmonds had
before
a night
half,
again.
The defense would find nobody had punted until I think about 2 minutes left in the first half. Gabe Bryant's coming off the edge, stuffs the quarterback on the speed option. So with that play, he'd get the ball back for his offense, and Edmonds and his Merriman would take advantage. Ferris Shahada, did I say that right?
Shahade.
Shahada, thank you. By the way, you know what his dad does?
His dad owns Jack's Surf and Sport
Yeah, it's one of the most iconic
Yeah.
surf spots out in Huntington. So,
in the world.
yeah, right. So linebacker is going to blast Edmonds, but he stands tall in the pocket, hits the receiver. So right before half, Huntington Beach is looking good. They'd have a 28-13 lead.
Teachable moment. He got a 15-yard penalty on that.
Yeah, he was kind of hot dogging a little bit, but I don't want to be too hard on these kids, Taryn. But you're right. Anyway, second half. This is when it got kind of weird. La Habra would come back.
Switching quarterbacks, too.
Yeah, they were platooning their quarterbacks, 2 good running quarterbacks. Weren't big on the throwing game, but it's 28-20. Huntington would go for it on 4th down, wouldn't get it, so that gave La Habra another opportunity. I mean, look at this effort. This guy, That's a heck of a run.
Yeah.
He wouldn't score on this play, but he would a couple plays later. So at that point, it would make it 28-26. They'd go for 2, wouldn't get it. But in the fourth quarter, more running. They're just, imposing their will. So now, with about 5 minutes to go, La Habra finally takes the lead. But Edmonds would lead his team down the field. Troy Foster, fourth quarter, late in the game, got to have it. Hits him on the post. First and goal. They would take advantage and end the drive. Now, Trent Clark does a great job kicking out the blitzing linebacker. Boom, Edmonds reads it, gets up in there. So now, with about a minute to go, Huntington Beach is going to take the lead. It's 35-34. Okay, can they finish? Now, this is where it got a little weird. They're up 1 point. La Habra, I think, completed 2 passes up to this point.
Right.
So Huntington Beach is going to kick it high and short, which gives La Habra the ball at the 43-yard line with only a minute to go. I'm a little nervous at this point because they've got time to run it, and here we go. You could just kind of feel it happening from up top. The running back breaks a tackle, a couple other runs. It gets down to this. The kicker from the 20-yard line for the win. 1 second left, right down the middle. He could have kicked that from the 30-yard line, and the reaction on the sideline kind of tells you all you need to know.
And there's still time on the clock left.
There was 1 second, but that was. I came home, I was heated.
Yeah, no, in the car ride home, you were
I was in a foul
very
mood.
animated.
I was exhausted from the night before anyway, so maybe that was part of it. But just, a tough loss. But
I mean, gosh, the offense of Huntington. Edmonds was 24-38. He had 300 yards on the night, actually, and threw for 4 TDs. Again, just stepping up and getting it done.
And look, La Habra's good. Huntington was beating them.
La Habra's good, but yeah, I think I have like a thing I call the rule of 10.
Right.
Like if 2 teams played each other 10 times, how would it go? That would probably be 5 and 5, yeah, and that just happened to be La Habra's night. If the Oilers see them again this year, I don't know how the playoffs are going to go. We don't know that yet, but I would definitely feel confident in picking the Oilers again, as I did last week.
Well, remember, Huntington Beach last year got all the way to the semifinals and were 1 play away from being in the championship game, and the team that beat them won it. So, I mean, they could have easily been defending CIF champs. I mean, we're getting way ahead of ourselves, and we'll talk about that.
But this could be one of
progresses.
those landmark games in the season where things turn around after this. Like, hey, remember the La Habra game? Don't let that happen again. And I think the Oilers will rally.
And what you don't want to do is make this be one of those things that kills the momentum, and all of a sudden you're down on yourself.
You don't linger
Look at the positives.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of football to go.
A lot of
La
football.
Habra still has to play. Korean Lutherans has a good year. I mean, you could have a 3-way tie. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So what's done is done. You can't, nothing you say or do is going to change it.
Right.
Get back to work on Monday and start getting ready for, I believe it's Foothill, right, Taryn?
Correctamundo.
Yep.
All right, so I wasn't able to get any Fountain Valley film. They lost to Laguna Beach 50-7. Laguna Beach is outscoring their opponents 262-35. That team is on a mission.
Of course, they got the quarterback headed to Minnesota. Who did Minnesota play yesterday?
Don't talk about my golf.
Taryn?
Why don't we talk about who they played last
See
week?
how I did that? Oh, and by the way, USC, UCLA both lost yesterday, right?
Yep.
Who did win?
Those little San Diego Aztecs. Barely, though, against Wyoming.
Taryn, maybe our Trojans and Bruins need to start scheduling teams like San Diego State so we can start getting some.
Nah, you don't schedule cupcakes.
If I recall, Taryn, isn't that 2 weeks in a row that's happened though?
Yes.
Okay. That's a point, just a factual point. That's
Taryn,
all.
what's the line if SC plays San Diego State?
Be nice.
USC 10.5.
I'm taking
okay. That's
SC.
just, you know what? I
Really?
can live with that. That's
That's
respectable.
free money. I'd take SC all day long.
That's respectable.
San Diego State's starting to develop an offense. They used to be just all defense and no offense.
Thank you, Taryn. That's very kind
All
of you
right.
to say and noticing.
Well, short week, but next
Yeah.
week, oh boy, everybody's in
We're back
action
to-
going
boy.
forward. We got some big ones coming up.
Guess who plays on Thursday?
Is that confirmed? It is a Thursday game?
Yes, but you know who else plays on Thursday?
Who?
Marina Fullerton.
Ooh, well,
I don't want to jinx Marina, but they're going to kill Fullerton. I think Fullerton's won this year, right? I think it's 7-0 versus 0-7.
right.
Not entirely sure.
We'll talk
look
about
in
that on
the
the
fans.
fans zone.
I'll confirm.
Is
it
there
by
something
fan
at
zone.
stake in
Yes,
regards to
so
the Edison
before we sign off,
Los Al game?
Dole traditionally says if Edison can beat Los Al, he will get a tattoo of an Edison lightning bolt. Had that game in on a Friday, I couldn't have made it. Dole was going to go no matter what. But now that it's Thursday, we're all going to be there just to see if Dole gets that lightning bolt tattoo on his lower back.
So you might be calling Ashton Hurley to
Ink you up.
There's a chance.
So
If LaSalle steps up, you don't have to worry about it.
So Griffins, are you going to bail me out, or Chargers? Am I going with the tattoo?
I want
find
to see
out.
the environment that I saw at Battle of the Bay. Every Edison
Absolutely.
fan, every LaSalle fan, you better be there. And that's at Cap Shoe, right?
But of course.
On a Thursday. Okay. Yes, Pierre. Let's sign off.
All right, that's going
We
to
got
do it
fans,
for
we got
another
guests in the
week.
studio.
Got some great games in the books. Stay tuned. We'll go. A lot of good stuff coming up next week, so be sure to tune in. Thanks for joining us this week. Great job breaking down the film as usual, Coach. Great insights, Taryn. Thank you, Cole.
Great. Mo carried the show, though.
I know, Taryn. You were a close second.
He's great at what he does. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll check in with you next week. Have a great week, everyone. Take care, and God bless.